Mark Adams, and welcome to episode 45 of Marksmess Podcast. We're with my daughters, Charlotte and Catherine.
Catherine and Charlotte.
Charlotte and Catherine.
Catherine, Charlotte.
We look at the world of geekery, one episode at a time. This month we're going to look at subscription TV and what we've been watching. We have had some feedback about our last episode about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Charlotte, could you read the first one from Caroline?
This was a great episode. It's always a risk when you introduce something you like to someone you like and really hope they like it. Delighted you're enjoying it, and now you've got Spike and Drew.
Yes, because we're in season 2, and we're about halfway through season 2. Thankfully, it's on E4, so we're just going to watch it on that from on. But Caroline was the one who introduced the girls to Buffy, and we're very grateful for that. But she did take exception to the fact that Catherine doesn't like Back to the Future. I mean, how can you not like Back to the Future?
By not.
Okay. We had the lovely Sutherlands. They contacted us.
We really enjoyed your updates and how things are going, and it was fun to hear about your movie nights. I was so happy to hear you watch Princess Bride.
Ruth is a big fan of Princess Bride.
I liked the sword fights in it.
I know, Catherine liking a movie is quite rare.
Hey!
Well, we'll discuss that in a minute or two. Okay, she also commented on Charlotte's liking of Death in Paradise.
We're also fans of Death in Paradise and especially enjoy seeing Danny John Jules, who played Cat in Red Dwarf.
Yes,
I understand none of those words.
That's okay. Danny John Jules, you like him in Death in Paradise?
Dwayne.
Yeah. I thought he was the murderer in the very first episode.
Oh, well.
He looked that dodgy.
He plays the cat in Red Dwarf as a smooth...
Cat?
The cat. Basically a creature that evolved from a cat that was smuggled aboard the ship after 3 million years. Andrew Leyland, who is the podcaster of Palace of Glittering Delights, a very fine podcast, he contacted us saying...
My daughter just watched all of Buffy as well. Can't get her into Angel, though.
Okay, Angel gets his own spin-off series once he leaves Buffy, so we might get into that. And back to Ruth again.
But doesn't Buffy technically do most stuff at night? So what's he doing, like, the other half? We just seeing, like, 12 hours of the day.
He sleeps.
What does he do in, like, summer, though? Like, most of his day's gone.
No, for summer for him would be winter for us because he is shorter nights and we have shorter days in winter. If that makes sense.
I think you're thinking about these things too much. Anyway, the Sutherlands contacted us again, and they really like Buffy as well, and they found it interesting to hear the conversation about their favourite characters and episodes. It's interesting to see after season 2 if people we've been introduced to a couple of new characters, whether they feature in your favourites. Thank you very much for all the comments and the likes.
I accidentally found out a big spoiler about
don't.
What do you call her?
Drusilla?
No, the ginger one.
Willow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't tell her.
I'm not going to.
Don't, because there's big spoilers about her. Anyway, if you'd like to contact...
No, I know something's going to happen. You ruined it.
Yeah, I think, if you know something that's meant to be...
bad.
You're like your mother. If you have a secret, you want to talk about the secret, and the fact you don't know and they end up giving it away. Anyway, if you want to contact us, you can by email.
marksmess@gmail.com.
On Twitter.
At Marksmess Podcast without the T.
On the webpage, marksmesspodcast.blogspot.com, and I have to update soon, or on the Facebook page.
Update it.
Because I have a new podcast out. Thank you for smoothly going into that. If you follow us on the feed, I've got a new podcast out called Marksmess 50 for 50. Next year, I turn 50 years of age.
Woo!
No, you're meant to go, gosh, you don't look that old.
Gosh, you look much older.
And basically every week until my 50th birthday, I'm releasing one podcast about a year in my life in chronological order. So I started with 1971.
What other order would you do it in?
Well, you could do it in favourite order, my favourite years.
What was your favourite year?
Oh, at the moment, I've recorded quite a lot of them. I've recorded about 12 of them. And my favourite year so far was when I was 10, 1981.
Okay. Was your favourite year not 2003? December to be exact.
That's if you can remember.
No.
Yeah.
Let's go with no, since I'm much too old. Anyway, if you'd like to listen to that, it's only 5 or 10 minutes each time. It's a bit of nostalgia, a bit of me remembering things that, geek things that have helped shape who I am and going through my life. One thing I did discover a few years ago, I did John Adams' Letters from the Front, which was about my grandfather. And if you need to Google that whole John Adams Letters from the Front podcast, because I also get American Presidents or something like that. And that was my grandfather who fought in the First World War and his letters home. And I've now recorded 100 years of Adams history, because the last couple of episodes of John Adams' Letters from the Front were from the end of the First World War until he died in 1971. I was born in 1971. And I will be recording over 100 years of Adams history. Aren't you proud? Will you keep on the tradition, Catherine?
What?
Okay. Quack. Okay. What also one of...
Quack, she said what?
I know, but it sounded like quack, so you went quack. Also, one of our traditions is a Saturday night movie that we've kept on going throughout the
I think we
lockdown.
we started it like every single week at the start of lockdown, because we used to do like 1 week a movie, 1 week games, 1 week this, 1 week that.
Well, we've got too many nights to fill. Although we haven't been podcasting that much. We have we had birthday movies to watch.
Yes.
Your mother got Fisherman's Friends
Not
for her birthday.
your mother, our mother.
Yes. Maybe your mother did. But, and it was about a fishing village in somewhere, Cornwall or somewhere like that. Some English place. Where they have water, yes, it always helps. And they who sang and they got a record contract. Charlotte, what did you think?
I quite liked it.
Yeah, it was nice hearing the harmonies of the songs, but also the heartwarming story behind it.
My heart is now warmed.
Okay, what did you think, Catherine?
Oh, I didn't like it.
She didn't like it. What was wrong with it?
I don't know, nothing really interesting happened. Nothing interesting to me, anyway. Just a whole pile of people singing.
Yeah, but there was also the story behind that. There was romance, there was action, there was
What was the action? Fishing.
Well, when somebody's car was about to get flooded by the tide, they fairly ran.
Sure, one time we almost drove into the river.
We're not going to say what the action was, because that'll spoil it, Catherine.
Yeah, let's have no spoilers. Anyway, based on a semi-true story, Catherine, for her birthday, got the movie Knives Out.
That's based on a semi-true story. Or...
Not Knives Out.
Fisherman's Friends,
Oh, right, okay.
not Knives Out, because that's why I brought Knives Out after it. What did you, that you were looking for this movie for a long time? Why were you interested in it?
I don't know, it's just...
She likes knives.
I get the point.
No.
Why did you want to watch Knives Out?
I don't know, it just looked like a good movie.
Who was starred in it?
Who I knew.
Yeah.
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans as in Captain America, not the radio whatever DJ.
I didn't know there was a radio DJ called
Yeah,
Chris Evans.
which really confused me when I heard that Chris Evans was going to play the Human Torch. Knives Out was a murder mystery where you have to figure out who did it, why they did it, and all that type of stuff. And Charlotte, what did you think of it?
I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was
Apart
quite
from the
nice.
fact we were interrupted 2 times in it.
Oh yeah, somebody brought
Presents.
and then the Tesco man.
Came. Yeah.
Somebody brought flowers. And
I took your bird.
what did you think of it?
I liked it, it was really good.
Yeah, was it worth waiting for?
Yes.
So next time there's a movie you want to see, you want to wait for it.
No.
Okay, and the last one was one I got on my birthday, Stan and Ollie, sort of later life of Oliver and Hardy. Charlotte,
Yes.
what did you think of it?
It was alright.
Yeah, it was okay. Catherine?
I found it boring.
It wasn't the best of movies. I thought the whole reason behind the movie wasn't really there. Interested to see what Is It Jaws says about it. They're a podcast that reviews movies on the Jaws scale.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the shark thing. I've never seen Jaws.
Jaws is interesting. I think it's a wee bit dated, but it would be worth having a watch.
We saw the Meg.
Yeah,
I
I love that one.
Is that not like a kind of modern Jaws?
It is, but you have to realise this is 1976 for Jaws. And when you talk about an action movie, the action doesn't necessarily happen straight away. There's
another shark movie. It was like so many feet under it was called, I think.
Okay.
And it was basically where you were in this, you know the way people go in these cages basically and go down into the ocean? Well, the cage line broke off and then the shark was trying to eat them. That's what I saw from the adverts on YouTube.
Okay.
I liked The Meg. It was a good movie.
Yeah, we're not talking about just the movies you like.
The Megalodon.
Anyway. Right, that brings us nicely into the whole point of this. We're going to be talking about, we have had mostly of a month of, what do you call it?
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Okay, we're not big into subscription TV. We do not subscribe to any channel, any of these subscription packages.
But we were bored.
But we usually do a month here, there, and there of different ones. And we decided to go for Disney Plus because somebody in our house wanted Disney Plus. Yes. So I tell you what, we'll take a break here. We'll have a couple of trailers and we'll come back and we'll talk about what our favourites and what our movie nights have been like with Disney Plus.
Hey everyone, my name is Michael Bailey, and I like Superman. Like, a lot. Like, he's my favorite character. I like him so much that I have podcasted about the Man of Steel more than any other character. Back in 2017, I started a show called It All Comes Back to Superman, to serve as the monthly reaffirmation of my Kryptonian faith. Well, the monthly thing hasn't worked out, but I'm hoping to change that in 2020. This year, there will be at least one episode a month of the show, and most of those will be part of a series I'm calling Superman is for Everybody. Superman is for Everybody springs from my desire to talk to people that have channeled their love and affection for the character into other avenues, like cosplay, or podcasting, or academia. New episodes will drop in the first or second week of the month, with special episodes popping up at random because that's how I roll apparently. It All Comes Back to Superman is part of the Fortress of Baileytude podcasting network, which can be found at www.fortressofbaileytude.com. The show is available through Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, and it's even on Spotify. It all comes back to Superman. Because really, it does. Give me a few minutes and I'll make the connection. Why are you walking away? I'm not done talking to you yet.
Hi, I'm Ruth.
And I'm Darren of the Rad Adventures Network.
We're a married couple who enjoy great stories of all kinds, including adventures, mysteries, science fiction, and fantasy.
Please join us for a variety of podcasts focused on a range of pop culture topics.
Trekker Talk is about 23rd century bounty hunter Mercy St. Clair from the comic Trekker by writer and artist Ron Randall. It's a blend of classic sci-fi adventures and noir mysteries set in a retro future.
Xenozoic Xenophiles is about the comic Xenozoic Tales by writer and artist Mark Schultz. It's a post-apocalyptic adventure series filled with Cadillacs and dinosaurs.
Warlord Worlds covers the many comics of writer and artist Mike Grell, including The Warlord, John Sable, Green Arrow, and the Legion of Superheroes.
Sensational Sleuths, where we talk about favorite mystery novels, movies, and TV shows.
Fantastic Fantasies, where we share our favorite fantasy films and books.
And Amazing Adventures, where we discuss action-packed adventure stories.
Listen on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Or visit radadventuresnetwork.com to find all of our shows and links to our social media pages.
That's RAD, R-A-D, which is short for Ruth and Darren.
Okay, and welcome back.
Welcome!
Let's first of all look at our Disney Plus movie nights. Charlotte really wanted Disney Plus because one of the movies she wanted was
Frozen 2.
Yes. I've only ever seen Frozen once. I did like it, just the girls weren't that obsessed with it at the time. Do you remember watching Frozen?
I saw it with school the first time in cinema.
Okay.
That was a very educational trip.
Yay.
Yeah. But Frozen 2, first of all, Catherine, this is a dangerous question to ask you. What did you think of Frozen 2?
It was alright. It wasn't as good as the first one.
I actually did enjoy it. I would watch it again, no problem. I'd make it a Jaws 2. Sorry, wrong podcast. Well, Jaws 1 is the perfect movie. A movie that you would watch again and again and again. What did you think of it?
I liked it a lot. I had already listened to the soundtrack for like a month beforehand because it came out in America before us. But I liked it a lot.
Yeah, also it's been in the cinema for years.
It hasn't. Frozen 2 has not. Frozen 2 was not released in the cinema. It was released on Disney Plus. Because they were about to release it in the cinema and then COVID happened. COVID? COVID! I was going to say coronavirus, but then I said COVID, okay?
Okay, we get what you mean.
They released it on Disney Plus America first, and then we had to wait a long time.
I did not know that. Generally, we enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
Okay, next one we had was Aladdin, the live-action movie. Yeah. So I really like the cartoon one. That's probably one of my favourite Disney movies. So what did you think, Catherine?
It was a good movie. It's just we'd seen Aladdin before and you kind of knew what was happening and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I tend to agree with that. Charlotte?
It was a good movie, yeah.
Yeah, I think a movie suffered from all these live-action ones where you've seen it before, you've seen it done really, really well, and then you introduce live action to it, and it doesn't really work quite as well.
I've never really liked Aladdin that much, but I kind of like this one. Plus, Jasmine, her trousers were like, they didn't have the traditional trousers she wears all the time.
I like the puffy out ones.
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed they didn't go for the same type of character in the parrot, whatever he's called.
There were bits I really enjoyed, and those are the bits where it wasn't quite like the cartoon. Yeah. And there were bits, I especially remember where Will Smith says about the problem of being a genie is immense great power, cosmic power, blah, 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 but itty-bitty living space. And I thought, no. Doesn't work with you. It only works with Robin Williams. The third week, we've still got a week left of Disney Plus for this month. We watched A Wrinkle in Time.
Wee.
Wow. No, right.
I looked up what this was supposed to be like, and it was very controversial because it was just all the top hashtagged words were very like either amazing or bad acting or really disappointing or something like that.
Yeah, the rating on it was like a 2.9.
Yeah. But we watched it anyway.
We did, because there was either that or Let Me Choose. Thanks a lot, girls. You would have loved Rocketeer.
You did choose. You chose three.
No,
and then
we just
chose one.
We just went for A Wrinkle in Time. It lacked a lot of things. It was very much heavy hitting all the.
It's like you need to be nice to people.
Yeah, it was heavy hitting in that.
Haha.
So it was a bit flat. It was too much of, here's a message we want to get across.
It's more like one you'd watch in school. Like, they're just like, children need to learn to be kind. Watch this movie.
Yes. Good message, but not anything. Anyway, those are our movie night ones. If you've got a suggestion what else we're watching Disney Plus for a movie night, bear in mind that Catherine is very... anything that's
very what?
Well, when I choose a movie, you say when's it from? I say the 1990s. Is it color?
It's a question.
It's a bad question.
Wait, what's the non-colors then?
Color. It's a good question, but you're talking about the 50s, 60s. That color became the dominant. Normal. Before I was born.
Wow.
Yeah, because you still get black and white movies now.
See, that's why I asked.
But I'm not going to show you a black and white movie because I know you instantly turn it off. I've tried Laurel Hardy. I've tried Chaplin. I've tried Keaton.
It's just like, everything's just kind of the same. Like some movies, they have like the brighter color things or like some things in a color scheme, the ones that you're supposed to focus at, but then other ones, the black and white ones, what are you supposed to look at?
Let's just get back on track.
Okay, let's look at what you two have been watching. Now, there is a bit of controversy here because Catherine and I have got a short list, and Charlotte, how long's your list?
More than 23.
More than 23 things. Guess who we got this for? Let's start with you, Charlotte. Give us two things.
No, let Catherine go first. No, she can go first.
Two things.
The live action Lady and the Tramp and the live action both Alice in Wonderland.
Right. I think I've seen one of the Alice in Wonderlands. What did you think of the second?
I thought it was quite good. I enjoyed both of them.
Right, okay.
I really enjoyed Lady and the Tramp.
Okay, tell me about Lady and the Tramp. Have you seen the cartoon one?
I think so, but it's that far long ago that I don't remember much. I remember the general gist of the story.
Okay. And as far as this one, we're talking about live action, but it's not really live action. It's like the Lion King one. They're CGI'd.
I heard they had dogs on set, so they knew how the dogs move.
Well, I've got a funny feeling you can train a dog better than you can train a lion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the dog's probably moved and they added to it.
Yeah, I came in when she was watching it, and it's really weird looking.
You get used to it, though. At the start, it's really weird, but then you get used to it.
Because it's anamorphic animals. It's animals who act like humans. You know, they talk. That's good. Have you got a third one? Then we'll move on.
Wall-E.
But you haven't seen Wall-E. Wall-E is... I do like Wall-E. I think it's got a lot of heart, and it's a silent movie, basically.
Not really towards the end, but
yeah,
towards the start, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Okay, Catherine, give us one of yours.
So we'd already watched the first Pirates of the Caribbean as a movie night a while ago. So I watched the second Pirates of the Caribbean and most of the third one. We haven't finished it yet.
Is the fact you haven't finished it judgment on it?
Kind of. The third one's not as good as the second one. I like the second one better.
I think the first one was the best. Yeah. And the second one's got a great sword fight on the wheel.
Also, you know the guy Davy Jones?
Yeah.
I know him from SpongeBob. That's the only reason I knew who he was.
Davy Jones.
What?
Explain.
So, the whole thing about Davy Jones is that when pirates die, they go to Davy Jones' lockers.
Basically the bottom of the sea.
I thought you meant he was an actor.
No.
Okay, that explains.
And he's like an octopus thing. He has like tentacles out of his beard.
Okay.
Basically has a beard of tentacles.
Right. For me, the first thing I watched, because it was so well reported, was The Mandalorian.
Is that the thing with Baby Yoda?
That's the thing with Baby Yoda. Big spoilers for that, but it didn't spoil it at all. It was a Star Wars TV show, and it was great. I think Star Wars do better with world building in the TV series, like the Clone Wars and Rebels. Where they build up. So I knew what a Mandalorian was, and I understood that. And this was sort of Western and space type stuff that was very good. Okay, Charlotte, you're next. Next few.
Should I do 3 at a time now?
Do 3 at a time.
Okay. So I watched a good few of Phineas and Ferb, because that's just so good.
Was that the first thing you watched?
Yeah, that was the first thing I watched, because Phineas and Ferb is just... I know the whole theme song off by heart.
Go on, sing it.
No.
You don't, do you?
I do. I watched Lilo and Stitch. It was very good. I liked it.
Okay, I've never actually seen the whole way through.
It's very good. And I watched a bit of Kim Possible as well.
This is the live action one.
No, it was the series.
Oh, that's okay, because the live action one, it's just, to me, it's just wrong. It should be.
I always thought that Kim Possible is something related to Phineas and Ferb, but it's not, is it?
It's similar.
It's like the similar style.
Similar style.
Yeah.
I finished Descendants 3 today.
Okay, let's move on to Catherine. Descendants. How old are you? Right, give us another one, Catherine.
Okay, so I watched some of Gravity Falls.
Oh, what's Gravity Falls?
So it's about these two siblings called Dipper and Mabel. Is that what it's called? Probably. And their parents are like fed up with them staying inside and all. So then they send them to go live with their great uncle Stan, or their grunkle Stan.
Oh, this is a cartoon thing.
Yeah.
Ah.
Who owns this house and a shop. Not a shop, it's like a museum type thing called the Mystery Shack. And basically everything around there is really dodgy. And there's like gnomes and all that stuff.
Anyway, what do you think of it?
Yeah, it's good.
I'm sorry I asked you to describe it.
I watched a bit of this, but I thought I might as well say it. So I watched like 20 minutes of Avatar, and I just found it really weird.
Right, explain which Avatar it was.
The blue one.
The blue people who are on a planet.
Yeah, so
that was a disappointing movie.
Basically, all I watched from it was this guy who has a brother, and then the brother died, and then the other brother is in the wheelchair, and then he goes to that planet, and then there's...
watch the trailer, it explains a lot more.
And then there's the weird blue cat people.
It's cat.
They have ears.
Yeah. Okay. This movie came out at the time, and it was hyped up to the eyeballs. It was the greatest movie ever. But what was great about it was the special effects. It was the first time a whole movie had been done like that. So, actors were motion captured and all that. Do you know what that means?
Mm.
If you want to play, say, an alien on Guardians of the Galaxy, an alien
have a lot of prosthetics.
and an alien is totally different shape to us, but when you have an actor wear a suit that's got all the dots on it, and then they move about and they put it on it.
So you know the way you get those movies? I don't know which one it was, but with like the wolves in it, like the werewolf people.
That was a TV show.
No, there's like a whole pile of different ones.
Oh, is this the Twilight movies?
Yeah, something like that. I saw the one where the person who was a wolf was just this person in a suit and somebody was petting their head.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. You see
Have you seen Thanos unedited?
Yeah. I don't get how they keep a straight face though.
Yeah.
because they're actors,
I'd be
allegedly.
a really bad actor.
Okay, yeah, I've seen Avatar once, and it was okay. It wasn't the greatest one of all time. One of the things I'm watching through are the new Spider-Man cartoons. It's okay. It's got plot. It's got humour. One thing I do like is my Spider-Man to have a bit of banter when he's fighting the bad guy, and it has that. I would recommend to anyone who likes Spider-Man, and you know what these things are like. I skipped the first few because they were origin stories. I don't need to see Spider-Man's origin again.
Everyone knows it, even if they haven't seen it.
There's been 2 series of movies with it. The best thing the MCU did with the new Spider-Man movies is not have an origin movie. Yeah. Okay, Charlotte, another...
Well, they kind of half explained how it happened.
Yeah, within a few sentences, without boring us to death again with Uncle Ben, again with a spider bite, again with having to flip out of the way of a car. Charlotte, tell me about your next.
I watched the second Little Mermaid Return to the Sea, and I watched the second Mulan. I was watching a lot of...
How did the second movies fare?
I thought they were quite good. I'm the type of person that enjoys second movies because it means more of that character.
Okay.
And then I also watched The Return of Jafar, which is a sequel or a prequel sequel.
The third movie of the Aladdin series.
A trequel?
Trilogy?
Isn't a prequel...
A trilogy? Prequel is before.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I watched that as well.
Yeah. What do you think of that one?
It was alright.
It's meant to be the better of the sequels.
Yeah, I haven't watched the other sequel.
You did? Okay.
I just skipped to that one.
Okay.
I watched Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Oh, yes. Did you see the first one?
No.
No, so you saw the one with the wedding and Stan Lee being turned away. That happened in the comics. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were turned away, and they were the ones who started. So it did the first 100-odd issues of Fantastic Four. I enjoy them. They're a lot of fun. I think Human Torch and The Thing come off better than The Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic, but it's good stuff. I enjoy it as a bit of fun.
I wasn't really that much of a fan of The Invisible Woman. I just think...
You couldn't see what people like in her? I just got that look, folks.
No, it was just like... They had to make her blonde, didn't they?
Well, she's blonde in the
I know,
series.
but they had to make her blonde. They had to make her a very platinum blonde, a very obvious fake blonde.
Okay. Are you saying that you could have done it?
No, because I was probably like away and then.
Oh, okay.
Time travel.
Right, Catherine, you're next.
So, I just remembered after you said about the Spider-Man, me and Charlotte, but mostly me, watched some of the Ultimate Spider-Man?
I think so.
Probably. I remember watching it, well, kind of being in the room when Charlotte was watching it, like, ages ago.
On Saturday morning, that was my jam.
No, as in, like, years ago.
Yeah.
You said last Saturday.
No,
Okay. Yeah, it was good. So, I also watched High School Musical, actually, like, today. And I've started the second one, because most people have, like, most likely watched it.
Well,
It was
people of a
slightly-
certain age.
It was slightly before my time, like just slightly.
Some people
It was way after mine.
Some people I know have watched it, and I was just like, I might as well watch it. And I recognise a lot of songs from people singing them in school, which is kind of weird. But Yeah, it's not bad. It's kind of like Mean Girls, but not. It's kind of just the
When
same.
did
Like
you see Mean Girls?
I don't know, a while ago.
Okay, just wondering.
I also watched Hamilton.
Oh, yes. This was a big thing for you because we got it just when Hamilton came on. And Hamilton is... it's got quite a following. So, what did you think of Hamilton?
I liked it.
Did you understand it?
Yeah.
And a bit of American history?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think, Charlotte?
I was only sitting in the room while she was watching it.
Yeah, we're in
The whole thing was a song.
a rap song.
Yeah, that's worse.
Yeah, I watched the first half hour and I thought, nah, not for me. It's okay. If you like it, that's okay. This was a stage production of it.
Yeah. Because, like, a lot of my friends had watched it, so then they, like, so they kind of told me what it was about, so I kind of knew what it was about, which helped. Also, they had, like, a moving stage thing where it went round in a circle.
Yeah,
Which that was cool.
some places have that.
Like, I love a good musical. But not the whole thing.
That's okay. Some musicals are like
the
that.
whole musical.
It wasn't for me. Maybe sometime I'll enjoy it, but I just decided, no, I've got other things to do.
Also, I liked their clothes. It's very, like, piratey clothes.
It's
like
from
Georgian.
the pirate time.
But, like...
Yeah, Georgian. Right, my last one is Runaways. Runaways. It is about, from the Marvel comic, about a group of teenagers who discover their parents are basically supervillains. I watched the first season, fairly binge-worthy, and the second season has kind of slowed it down for me, where I don't think I'll get the whole thing done, because I'm not that interested. It didn't answer enough questions in the first season, but maybe I will binge it, the last of it.
Is that cartoon thing about a band?
No.
Oh,
What?
Wait, I think they're movies of, like...
It's a TV series.
Oh, right, okay. Well,
It's a Marvel TV
the thing I
series.
saw was movies about superheroes. It's like Gwen Stacy and all, or something like that.
Oh,
And
yes.
then they're like a band or something.
Yeah. I really don't... I haven't watched that at all. Right, Charlotte, can
I
you
just-
quickly go through your list?
Yeah, so I watched both The Hunchback of Notre Dame and The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2. I thoroughly enjoyed them. I had never watched both of them before. I watched Phineas and Ferb, Mission Marvel, and Phineas and Ferb. I actually quite enjoyed the Mission Marvel one. I watched Animal ER. It was a series about Animal ER.
Basically, real life stuff and
Basically what
a
happens
vet.
at the vet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a really upscaled one. I watched Olaf's Frozen Adventure, and there was another one, I can't remember what it was called. I watched The Princess and the Frog. I enjoyed that, I've watched it before. I watched The Parent Trap, I think it was the more modern
The
one.
more modern one, Lindsay Lohan one.
And that's my list.
That's your list? Okay, I think just with Charlotte, we've got our money's worth out of it. Because if you had to buy a movie, it's like, if it's brand new, £10, maybe £5 if it's a year old. So I think we've got the best out of this that we can. We are going to get another subscription next month, which will... Well, last night it was nearly going to be BritBox because Julie and I were watching Broadchurch and we're at the second last episode and we have to wait a week for it to come back on TV. Really good. Really enjoying that. But I think it might be Netflix, although there's nothing on Netflix that is interesting me at the moment.
Not really, mate. There's like one series that has quite a few seasons I want to watch in one movie, but...
Also, quite excitedly, we had to get a new TV because the sound was starting to go in the old one, and we got a smart TV, and we're able to, what do you call it, screencast YouTube. So I'm watching lots of Sledgehammer, which I found on YouTube.
And we watched 5 Minute Crafts on it too.
Just to take the mick out of it.
Yes, so that's a lot of fun, and we're going like that. Listen, folks, thank you very
We're
much
also
for...
watching Church on TV.
What?
Church.
Yes, we're also doing Church on TV.
We're also playing the James Bond game.
Oh, yes. The girls have discovered my James Bond GoldenEye for the Wii.
Away.
Yeah, we'll watch Church on TV. We'll watch different things on the TV now. And we have a Friday night quiz with Church.
And I watched Batwoman on a Saturday morning.
We're into Batwoman. The first season of Batwoman. Hopefully Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the last season of that, will come on once it stops.
I'm also still watching. Shh.
Sorry.
I'm also still watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Now, as you can hear, we're still here. We're still surviving all this COVID-19, and Julie is actually in the back room making masks for us all, so we're going to have plenty of masks for that. The girls are on summer holidays. I'm still on furlough, and who knows what the next month will bring. Next month, Charlotte gets her GCSE results. And
That was a distress call, not a horn or anything.
Okay.
Or a bird.
Distress call. So thank you for joining us as we talked about our experience of Disney Plus. If you would like to contact us about that, you can email
mymarksmess@gmail.com.
on Twitter,
At Marksmess Podcast without the P.
on our webpage, marksmesspodcasts.blogspot.com, or on our Facebook page.
Marksmess Podcast.
And thank you to joshwoodward.com for our title music. Next time, I've got no idea what it'll be about. We've still got that MCU episode that we want to do, but we want to do it just as we go to watch Black Widow, whenever that will be now. We will hopefully talk to you next time on Marksmess Podcast.
Bye.